So I didn't know how serious the government shutdown was until now. So as y'all know, I have been on paid leave due to me getting into a car wreck with the 911 dispatching, right? Well, they had a Zoom meeting this morning, and as you know, most 911 agencies are county or government owned. Okay? So because the agency where I got hired from is a state-owned agency, they are letting a majority of all their employees go. And I was not let go, but my paid leave was, it has been canceled until the government shutdown ends. Meaning people got up this morning to go to work and find out they're being let go due to the government shutdown. That's what that means. When there's an emergency and you have to call 911, there's going to be delays. There's going to be longer wait times. Right now, it is about to get real hectic. That's what that means. Public safety is going to be affected, like inpatient and outpatient ambulances. Yeah, they're going to be affected. Air traffic control is going to be affected. Law enforcement is going to be affected. Border control is going to be affected. Disaster aid is going to be affected. Let's not forget to mention the power grid is going to be affected. Only affects accepted employees and federal workers. Now, federal workers will continue to work, but they will not be paid until the government shutdown ends. They will get back pay. And that's crazy work. And right now, Trump is trolling the Democrats. So I don't even think they'll come to an agreement.
Crazy work. I don't know who came up with that saying, but I like it. She's right. Crazy work out here in these streets as it pertains to the government shutdown. Today, we're going over some videos of folks that are dealing with this government shutdown. It's not a laughing matter, but sometimes you just have to laugh. Pardon me. Now, what was she saying? Things that will be affected. 911. It's going to get hectic out here in these streets. Public safety, ambulances. What else? Air traffic control, law enforcement, border patrol, the power grid. You really don't understand. We don't understand how much the government assists us in our daily lives. It's like anything else. Until it's gone, break your pinky toe, break your tailbone, okay? Break your thumb. And you don't realize how much you use those things because it's out of sight, out of mind. But it's very important. These government services are very important to your everyday lives. It's not a laughing matter. I'm not happy for those of you that are not receiving your pay stubs, your paychecks, your income. Hopefully you've prepared yourself and you're able to ride this out until it comes to an end, hopefully sooner rather than later. That being said, the last time this administration, the Trump administration, was in office, the shutdown that happened at that time was about 34 days. So you got to buckle up because the big, beautiful bill is really the real reason this is going on. That's where the impasse is. And so we're going to listen to this next gentleman so he could give us a breakdown of the big, beautiful bill from his standpoint. And if any of you out there find any other videos that give a breakdown of the big, beautiful bill from the other side of the aisle, because I believe this gentleman is a Republican, let me know. But what we ain't going to do, because this is not a political channel, we're not going to waste a lot of time in the comment section talking about a bunch of irrelevant things that have nothing to do with the government shutdown, because that's what we're really talking about. Respectfully. My name is Robert, and on this channel, the goal is to simplify the home loan process. We do so by bringing videos like this, things that are relevant, hot topics, and glean nuggets and jewels from those things that we can use, that you can use if you're looking to get on the housing ladder and use it effectively. I think the resounding lesson today is budget, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And as one of my elders would say, at minimum, you need to prepare for a season, 3 months. Okay. 3 months is the minimum, but the more, the better, because life be lifing. Now, let's get into the video.
There's too many people that don't understand why the government is shut down right now, so I'm going to try to make this easy. A few months back, they passed something called the Big Beautiful Bill. The Big Beautiful Bill cut $1 trillion worth of Medicaid funding over the next 10 years. And they're saving that $1 trillion in a couple of different ways. First, they introduce work requirements for able-bodied citizens. This means if you can't prove that you're disabled, then you're required to work to receive Medicaid. You have to prove that you've either worked or volunteered or studied for a minimum of 80 hours a month. That's only 20 hours a week. Second, they made it to where you have to verify your qualification every 6 months. Before the Big Beautiful Bill, people could apply for Medicaid and then just remain on it. But now people are required to re-qualify every 6 months, proving that they put in that time at work or volunteering or studying. But if they'd rather just sit at home and be lazy rather than being a productive member of society while they're perfectly capable of being a productive member of society, then they'll lose their benefits. And that's how it saves the government money for healthcare to be used towards people that actually need it. So that's the first way that the Big Beautiful Bill is working towards saving $1 trillion over the next 10 years. The second way is a little more difficult to explain, and it involves the hospital, the state, and the federal government. But here's a summary of how it works. A patient goes to the hospital, receives their services, and then pays their bill. When the patient pays that bill, they're not only paying the bill, but they're also paying a tax. That tax goes to the state, and the state puts it in a Medicaid fund. Then the federal government matches whatever money was put into that state's Medicaid fund. Then all of the money that was put into that Medicaid fund goes towards funding people who are approved for Medicaid. But in the Big Beautiful Bill, they reduced the amount of money that the federal government is willing to put in the state's funds. Since there's less money coming out of the funds because they've eliminated the people abusing the system, they shouldn't have to put as much into the funds. And since they don't have to put as much into the funds, they don't have to tax the American population as much. But what does any of this have to do with illegal immigrants? While it is true that if somebody were to just walk across the border and apply for Medicaid, they would be denied. It's also true that if somebody walked across the border, got caught by an ICE agent, went to a court hearing, was put on parole, and then released back into our society, those people are no longer classified as illegal immigrants, but now they're classified as parolees. And those parolees do qualify for Medicaid. And in just 4 years, 2.8 million illegal immigrants were put onto that parole status. The Big Beautiful Bill also prevents that. Just keep in mind that those millions of people were either able-bodied American citizens who were abusing the system, or people that came here illegally from other countries. And by removing those millions of people and their millions of medical bills, the government is now saving $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years, so that money can go towards American citizens who need the assistance.
Very well articulated. If you don't agree with him, leave a comment in the comment section based upon the information. Have you read the Big Beautiful Bill? Have you even read a summary of it? Or are you going off of what other people are talking about? So we the people, if you're here, you're a part of We the People. The first segment showed us how many services we all get from the government. We all benefit from the government. And so with that being said, the Section 8 videos that we have on the channel blow up and people get so emotional about it. But everybody can't be disabled. And you know as well as I know that 5 people, two for sure, that are on these services that don't need to be. They're able-bodied. And it's really not helping them. Okay? And it's causing a burden for everybody else. What's wrong with working 20 hours a week? Those of us that work know you have to work more than 20 hours a week. And I love the fact that you have to requalify every 6 months to show that you're disabled. The first video that we saw, they're on a form of disability. Look fine to me. I don't know. You guys be the judge. But it's systemic. The problem is systemic, and it trickles down to housing and a lot of other areas that affect all of us as far as costs are concerned, because everybody's upset about the cost of things. Well, the more productive we are, the more quality we have as a whole, we're more marketable around the world, and we can make things better for those of us here. Those of us here. Can't take care of anywhere else until you take care of here. Those are the two areas that the bill is talking about. They named it the big, beautiful bill that gets under some of your feathers. But for those of you guys that vote, what's the solution? Why are those folks up there that are supposed to be doing the business of the people that are currently getting paid during this shutdown? You're not getting paid if you're in one of these positions that's affected by the shutdown, but they're getting paid. What's the solution? Red side or the blue side, how do you get those folks to do the job that they were sent to do so that we all can move forward? You see, because we all benefit from government services, and able-bodied people have to produce. The widows that are elderly and can't produce, we got you. Those that are truly mentally or physically disabled, we got you. The children, they go to school, they eat and things of that nature. You parents need to raise your children. They're not a profit center because they got necks, right? So we're all in this together until the big man, till the Lord says otherwise. And then when that comes, then, you know, some of you guys can choose sides. But until then, this is what we have. We got to work together. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let us let grace abound. And if this video resonated with you and you like these types of videos, subscribe to the channel. Share this one with a friend because I really want to know what you feel. And I already know I'm going to get a lot of comments on this one. Just be respectful, because if not, we're just going to remove it. You know, so try to work on articulating your point without being emotional. Use your words and let your voice be heard. But you might want to watch this video here. And for those of you that are wanting to get on the property ladder and you've not been negatively affected by the government shutdown and you want to take the next step, my contact information is in the description. Till the next time, guys. Indeed, y'all stay blessed.